All right, buckle up. We've got the big round of wind and rain on the way tonight. The stormiest of the weather is going to be between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. That's when we're going to see the heaviest of the rain, which could produce some flooding in spots. That's when we could see those strong to severe thunderstorms, which could produce damaging wind, a quick tornado or two. So make sure you're staying weather aware and you have a way to get weather alerts. And also, that's when we're going to see the windiest of the conditions, when some of those wind gusts could be 50, 60 plus miles an hour. So that tight little window tonight between 8 and 11 p.m. as this thing quickly blows through the region. And then it moves out real quickly. After midnight, we're talking about the rain moving offshore, sky slowly clearing out, but it does remain windy overnight, and it will remain blustery for the day tomorrow, but it brings back some sunshine. We could still see wind gusts over 35 miles an hour through the night and for at least the first half of our Wednesday. But as I just mentioned, tomorrow does look a lot brighter with sunshine returning to the region. So tonight, just buckle up and make sure you have a way to get weather alerts, because we're going to get slammed with the threat of some strong thunderstorms, some heavy rain, and of course the powerful wind. This is a very dynamic system. Snow to the north, severe weather up and down the main line of thunderstorm activity. Look at all these polygons here. The yellow ones are the severe thunderstorm warnings. The red polygons are the tornado warnings, and that's what we're keeping an eye on closely. We're going to see this batch of rain, this batch of storm activity come crashing through the region, as I talked about, between about 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. We're also keeping an eye on a few of the thunderstorms that are developing ahead of the main line, out in the front of it, which are producing some tornadic activity south of Wilmington. So something to keep in mind, just stay weather aware. We do have a tornado watch that's issued just out towards I-95. This goes till 9 p.m., but I do expect it to be expanded into our area for tonight. And that's where the highest threat of damaging wind or any sort of tornadic activity will be. Now, out there now, we've seen some on and off rain. There's been some persistent rain on the eastern shore and the peninsula, so a little bit of rain this morning. It's kind of been here or there. It hasn't been too bad, honestly, for most of the day, which has been pretty nice. However, the wind has really started to pick up, and that is as we anticipate the arrival of the activity to the west. You see the polygons out here closer to Raleigh, out towards Farmville, the line of heavy rain out that way, those thunderstorms out that way, got to come on in later tonight. As we talked about, that window, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. You can see it vividly right there on our rain chances tonight. So buckle up later on tonight. If you're able to get out of work early, please do so you can get home, walk the dog, do whatever you got to do so you can just hang inside as this stuff blows through. Future Track has been doing a pretty good job of showing what's going on. It's got the sporadic light rain here or there through the remainder of our afternoon. Rain starts to become a little bit more widespread, pushing that 6 o'clock hour. The strongest of the storm activity is still now out towards the I-95 corridor. You see the lines of the reds and pinks out here. So really, through the next 2.5, 3 hours, we're going to watch this stuff move in from the west. And here's our storm window, 8 p.m. The heavy rain and the thunderstorm activity fills in from the west, blasts through the region through about 10 o'clock, and then it's starting to move offshore by 11 p.m. and by the midnight hours. And then overnight, this is offshore. We see things clear out. Now, we're all dealing with the wind, as I mentioned. This is going to be a factor for everyone pretty much now through the midnight hour. So the wind will just continue to increase. Already seeing wind gusts over 40 miles an hour. So already seeing tropical storm force wind gusts. And there's a threat for locations along the Outer Banks and the eastern shore to potentially see hurricane force wind gusts later between that 8 and 11 p.m. window. So really, really highlighting the fact that our winds will be the biggest concern for everyone, whether it's part of a strong thunderstorm or not part of a strong thunderstorm. There could be and will be wind out there that is capable of producing damage and some sporadic power outages. So do keep an eye on that, or at least be expected, or I should say be prepared to have your power go out as we do anticipate that wind to really, really crank. Nothing we can't handle, most certainly nothing we can't handle, but definitely going to be on the busy side tonight. You see those winds stay elevated, peaking through 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, and then remaining blustery and windy through the 2 and 3 a.m. hours, with winds still gusting over 30, 35 miles an hour. This is 8 p.m. when the stormiest of the weather is starting to move into Hampton Roads. We're talking about winds gusts 50, 55, 60, 60 plus miles an hour here. So some dangerous wind from 8 p.m. to that 11 p.m. hour. Then the storm moves offshore. The cold front moves offshore. Winds still remain gusty past midnight through the 1, 2 a.m. hour. We've got winds gusting 35, 40 miles an hour. And even into early tomorrow morning, we could still see wind gusts around 40 miles an hour along the waterways out of the west. This could also cause some sound-side flooding for the Outer Banks and parts of the eastern shore as the wind blows out of the west pretty strong. So the wind will remain elevated even into tomorrow as we bring back the sunshine and the system moves out. So the rain and the storm activity moves out, but it remains windy tonight as the front just blows offshore. And then we kind of have a reassurance of some dry air tomorrow. Some cool air gets pushed in as well. Tomorrow highs will be in the low 50s, upper 40s. There could be a stray shower early in the morning. Otherwise, it's remaining pretty pretty blustery and on the cooler side. Similar case for us on Thursday, but just a lot more sunshine expected. Another thing to note here, we do anticipate there to be some tidal flooding on the northern shores of the Albemarle Sound because of the wind out of the south. So water levels, we've been watching, have them coming up slowly and just as quickly as they will be elevated this evening after sunset, they will then come back down overnight as the breeze flips. We got another round of rain and wind on the way late Friday night into Saturday morning as temperatures hold in the 50s over the next couple of days, and then we get some cold air moving in from Sunday into early next week. Stay weather aware, stay safe tonight. We'll have more updates, of course, on wavy.com and then all over on Wavy News 10 tonight starting at 4 o'clock. We'll see you there.